And we're good to go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the MTCN review team. I can't remember my own goddamn name for my own fucking show. As you see, we're in a very different location today, mostly because of availability issues, because my car is parked way far away. Now, you must be wondering, who the fuck is this? So, who are you?
Hi, I'm Lewis. Really who I am, I'm still trying to figure out, but they call me Backdoor Panda, so I'll let you stew on that.
And no, he's not a pedophile, just so we get that out the door right now.
Definitely
Okay.
not. No thank you.
Okay. So, Lewis is here with me today as a new team member, because we're continuing to grow and expand. And we just got out of Insidious Chapter 2, which is the newest horror movie made by James Wang, what's his name?
Wang, I think, yeah.
Yeah, Wang, W-A-N. I'm not being dirty, that's actually his name. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, in which case I apologize.
We're only so human.
Exactly. So, this movie was...
About things not so human.
Quite true, Lewis, quite true. It's sort of like a newscast.
Yeah.
That's right, Lewis, that's right. Now where's Raj with the weather? Anyway. Okay, so anyway, we just got out of Insidious 2. This movie was really, really, really cheesy, but I thought it was actually pretty funny in that respect. What do you think?
Since I'm not such a big fan of scary movies, I was scared, but it left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, to say the least. Okay, so what the movie's about, for those who don't know, who haven't seen the first one, I didn't see the first one, but I looked it up on Wikipedia, so I have a general idea. I just know I read the synopsis, and I already started nitpicking.
Oh, I can only imagine. If it was anything like, the second one.
Yeah, I don't know if the first one is a cheesy, second one is. I just know, like, the first one was about, like, a kid who gets possessed by a red fate demon, and apparently he can astral project himself into hell, basically, or the afterlife. They call it the Further for some reason. It's a stupid name. They only use it once in the second movie, I think.
Okay, I mean, obviously you picked up on that. I didn't.
Yeah, if you didn't know that, you would not have picked up on it, because it's such a throwaway line. It sounds almost like a joke, or just like a bad way to say something kind of cool, and it fails miserably. But anyway, it turns out his dad is played by Night Owl from Watchmen. That's at least how I remember him, or that guy from the A-Team. That's another one.
Oh man. But we don't even need to dive into that.
I liked A-Team, but that's, again, same kind of reason I almost got like this movie, because it was so stupid, I kind of got a good laugh out of it.
Hey, there were a lot of chuckles to be had, that's for sure.
There were more than a few chuckles. Because, oh my god, it's kind of hard to start talking about, because I don't know where to start. So I guess I'll start with the beginning.
Yeah.
The movie takes place almost immediately after the end of the first one, and spoiler, by the way. Not that I think you're probably going to go see this, but fuck it, I might as well say it anyway. It ends pretty much right after, apparently, at the end of the first movie, the boy's dad, Josh, I think his name is, goes into the Further, fights off the red face demon, gets his son back into his own body, and by the meantime accidentally gets possessed by this old
serial killer,
who's a cross-dresser, pretty much. Think Silence of the Lambs, but PG-13. That's pretty much what it is. And
maybe a lot worse writing, too.
Oh my god, yeah. So there's no, would you do me? I do me.
No.
That probably would have made the movie more interesting, though.
Yeah.
Instead, we got a whole lot of cheese. I wanted some wine. Anyway, stupid joke.
Oh, hey, I'm all for puns. Puns are fantastic.
I hate puns. I'm actually a little ashamed I made that, but it's gonna be interesting, I can tell right now. Anyway, where was I going with this? By the way, this happens a lot with my reviews.
That's quite alright.
I lose train of thought a lot, as I'm sure many people who watch my videos know, I do this a lot. So either that'll work for you or it won't. Anyway. So he comes back possessed, and he kills the psychic that they hired to stop the evil demon from possessing his son, and then the movie ends. That's how the first movie ended. The second movie takes place almost immediately after, with now the guy's wife being interrogated by a cop who I swear is there solely for exposition. I don't know if you know what that means.
I should. I've taken classes. I used that word before.
Exposition is kind of exposition is kind of like that character that introduces like
a scene setter.
Yeah, for backstory, pretty much. By the way, he's also kind of another critic in training. By the way,
I'll get better. I promise.
Yes, he will. So he's kind of like the exposition in this case is the guy who goes, Let's see. I see you're a single mother of 3 and your father died in the war in 82, and your mother is an alcoholic,
Just helping
drug-abusing
us
whore.
get things understood in the
So-
context of the movie.
A good movie is clever in how they introduce the exposition. This one, not so much.
That was straightforward.
This one he goes, so let me get this straight. Here's the entire plot of the first movie, and then you found out your husband in the same room with the dead woman. Is that right so far? It's like,
Doing, I can't read my own handwriting, outer being, something to describe having a seance-like experience.
it's like, what's the supernatural, and you have to
Exactly.
go into the supernatural realm and fight off the demons that are possessing your son.
I don't know if you heard Mike yet, but it's a cheesy movie.
I'm over-exaggerating, but this is how I express cheesy movies. Anyway. And then when it says like, do I have everything right so far? And my first thought was like, well, yeah, when you put it like that, it sounds really fucking stupid.
I mean, she's not about to dispute it, because
Yeah.
then we wouldn't have a movie that we...
Yeah, and then she goes, well, yeah. And then he goes, well, we don't have any questions, but we're going to let you know with the forensics coming out. I was like, so why is she there?
That is actually a good question, one that
And
you'd do a better job of being an investigator than that guy.
apparently so. Anyway, so he goes back then, and the husband is obviously possessed because, again, not subtle in any way whatsoever. There's literally a part in the movie where, again, I kind of start laughing. You laughed with me too on this, I think, where she starts catching on that things are not so right because, like, the piano starts playing at random times.
Right.
And this thing has a weird thing with baby toys, and we'll get to that.
Oh my god.
But we apologize for any ambiance noise. This is a studio, so there's people talking next door. Anyway,
It's okay. We'll be loud.
so I'm gonna bash the broom with this wall. Anyway, so there's a part where she starts to, and she suspects that her husband might be behind it, and then she's like, "Oh my God, the kids!" And then she turns around, and her husband is in the doorway, shrouded in darkness, standing like this, like just the evil. Hi, honey.
Come on, son. I'll take you to school.
Yeah, that. Oh, yeah,
I don't think I've ever heard my father say son. You know, he calls me by my name. So...
It's a movie cliche, you kind of get used to that.
Of
but
course.
At the same time, it's the over-the-top way he stands there. Like,
Yeah.
like obviously brooding. That's like if I sat in the corner and did this. Like,
we all wish we could do that, though.
I do this sometimes for fun.
Oh, excellent.
Anyway, it's all like, oh well, come in, stand right there, 2 steps to the left. Okay, good. Yep, exactly.
I'm contractor! The button's not working.
Okay.
But, I mean, of course, right. He comes in right after they were talking about him, too.
Yeah.
You just couldn't have been more set up. I would
Exactly.
say.
It was just ridiculous. It was really just absolutely ridiculous. The whole movie is pretty much just absolutely ridiculous. It's a B horror movie through and through. It's almost hard to take any part of it really seriously.
I read they spent less money producing this movie than the first one, so...
Well, it fucking showed. Because
You hold no punches. I love it.
He's like, no, not even kidding. Like, the cinematography in this movie is terrible.
They had some crazy camera
It's bizarre.
angles. I didn't know what was going on.
Like, some of the camera angles they shot were just so bizarre and, like, no reason. Like, there was a part where, I'm gonna grab the camera for this.
Okay, go for it.
Whereas, like, there's a part where, let's say, like, I have you right here, or not, it's right here, and there's all, some reason it goes, and then just hangs there, for no apparent reason. There's nothing even there.
Here. I'm supposed to be there.
Oh, you are.
I'm just kidding.
Alright.
But, you're entirely correct. They would... maybe it's for a scary movie genre. I'm not entirely sure. They're trying to make you think something's out there.
It looked like I was trying to do an M. Night Shyamalan kind
Yeah.
of thing, where it's like,
Well,
point is like,
I don't know if you noticed the red motif. Obviously...
oh yeah, they did that thing with red, didn't
I
they?
know, everywhere. The house, the main house where all the action takes place has a red light in it. And you can see that from the outside, but once everything's okay, that red light is gone. Insidious, the title was in, really bright red.
And then it just kind of pops out of fucking nowhere,
Oh
too.
my goodness. We have the scene setters coming back in 86 when the father is a young boy and he's trying, and you learn that he's got this paranormal problems, and then BAM! Insidious!
Yeah, and
Out
that's...
of nowhere!
It's like, in that scene in Cabin in the Woods, the intro scene, I've seen Cabin in the Woods.
No, yeah.
The scene at the beginning where they're on the golf cart, and they have that on the path, like, but this time, this is supposed to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Like, this is a serious thing. Like, the movie starts out, like, takes place in 1986, where apparently Josh, just find out they contact demons and stuff like that. That's where he meets the bride in black is what they call him, her, it.
Parker.
Parker, yeah, it turns out to be a guy named Parker. Parker! Anyway.
Or Madeline.
We'll get to that.
Okay, sorry. I like to jump ahead. I'm a fast person. Sorry.
It's quite alright. So, basically starts with that, and it has this whole weird moment where he starts talking to somebody, and then it's the way they kind of tie that back in. It was kind of clever, kind of confusing.
That was good. We can give them some good points for that. So, it was a good attempt.
It was an attempt. It had potential.
Right.
The problem is they just kind of left it hanging there as if it's like, oh, you didn't know they could do that. Okay.
Welcome to this world.
And it's like, and from what I can tell, these benevolent spirits really just hated baby toys and really like making people walk up and down stairs.
Staircases up the wazoo. Where do a single mother have a house that big?
Well, it was a grandmother's house.
Oh, okay.
Like they moved into their grandmother's house after like the police like lock off their old house or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like that's what they said in the very beginning.
I got you.
But like there's some parts like it starts playing the piano and the wife goes to check it out. Then like the baby starts crying upstairs. She goes up the stairs. Do-do-do-do-do. Then the piano starts playing again. Do-do-do-do-do. The baby starts crying again. Do-do-do-do-do. Then the piano starts playing. Do-do-do-do-do. And then baby carriage. Ah!
Oh, not even. What parent in their right mind would have even purchased this baby toy? It's, the one where you put the baby in it, it walks around, it allows the baby to walk around, who knows how to crawl. But this one makes noise. And what parent wants their child making even more noise than they already make? Oh my God!
Pretty much, and they use this attempt scare 3 times. I counted, and they seem to think like baby toys are scary because I think they use aside just the baby carriage, they use like an actual like old school carriage. They use like a baby doll.
Yep. Multiple baby dolls.
Multiple baby dolls. They use like fucking rocking horses, which we were joking. I was joking around about. I was making fun of this whole movie the entire time.
It's hard not to.
It is because there's part like there. Okay, I should get some exposition before I talk about this next
Yeah,
scene.
well, you can set it up later.
No, because I'm thinking it's like they kind of need to explain why they're there. So what happens is after Elise is the name of the psychic that dies, which I immediately want to say Elisa, but we'll get her back on camera eventually. Anyway, so I guess she had like 2 apprentice people, like Beavis and Butthead, I guess, kind of. Because they're basically the comic relief of the movie. And
they absolutely were.
They have comic relief at the weirdest times, although they did have one moment that almost justifies their entire existence, where they introduced me to the game of Hunter Ninja
Bear, yeah. That was pretty good. This is Ninja and this is Bear.
And I'm assuming this is Hunter or
something like that.
So it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors with more animation, which is like, okay, using that. Anyway.
That was nice, yeah.
Anyway, so basically they find out that Josh might be possessed, so they go basically take a look at it, all the while with their tomfoolery abound. And they eventually hook up with this other psychic guy named, what was his name, Ellie? Clark. I don't know where I got Ellie. Who basically predicts by using die instead of like Ouija board and stuff like that, which for me makes no sense really, because like really the odds of a word popping up in dice are actually pretty high.
Okay, that's true. Sorry, I thought we were gonna remark about the infeasibility of the spirits, messing with the dice.
Oh yeah, if we're going to that territory, we're gonna be all fucking night.
Yeah, I know, you're right.
But
I mean, people look for what they want to see, like.
Yeah, like yes. What are the odds of those 3 letters popping up in this huge pile of fucking Yahtzee die?
You said Yahtzee during the movie. I was like, yes, I won!
Because he literally puts them in a jar and he shakes them.
He really did. All it was missing was one of those 2 morons saying Yahtzee, which would have been pretty funny.
I actually would have laughed at that.
Yeah.
That joke was sorely missed. But, so he gets in there and it leads him to this old house. Oh no, it leads him to a hospital where conveniently the grandmother worked back in the day, because she says, I know. I was there. Then immediately goes flashback to a guy named Parker who apparently did not like her son very much, and then killed himself shortly thereafter. And
however, she was unaware of that the next day as she rode the elevator down with him.
Yeah, which was kind of pointless.
I think it gave us an attempt to have the token black character again. I don't know if I'm going into something that's okay or not, but
I guarantee we've talked about far worse.
Well, I mean, we had the police officer at the beginning, or somewhere near the beginning, we should say, and then like the sassy nurse.
And neither of them died. That's remarkable for her.
All right. But
moving up there. That was a terrible.
At least there was some diversity. It's okay. I think I've said that in class once when talking about racial stereotypes.
Oh God. Okay, anyway, where was I going with this?
Parker.
Right, Parker. So they leads them to this house of Parker where they break in and they walk into this like child's room that has all like these pretty pink colors and the dollhouse and the rocking horses, and then the Beavis and Butthead turn around and they have camcorders, by the way, and this is how you know how cheap the fucking quality of the visual is. It looks like it was shot on a fucking camcorder.
And then they even went to some shots done by camcorder, and I didn't notice much of a difference there at all.
No, really, there was no difference in quality.
Other than the shaking of the camera.
Like, oh my god, I'm so startled.
Yeah, right?
Like, pretty much.
They stepped on the baby doll, mama, you know.
Yeah, and all I could think of was that joke in South Park with the ghost hunters.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, oh my god, there's a wetness going down my leg. Get a film camera of this. That's all I could think of during that whole sequence. Anyway, joke for nerds. Anyway.
Yeah.
But actually, not really. Anyway, I'm getting horribly off topic. So they go
I'll
to this.
do that to people. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all good. It's all good fun. I'm getting back to the swing of things. I'm out of practice a little bit. It's been a couple weeks. But they go to this place and it's dark, and then people turn around, and then all the rocking horses start going back and forth, and I can always like dun 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 dun. And I'm like, and they're off.
Go number 3!
Go number 3, number 3, go number 3.
I had all my money on that one. Jesus.
And it's rocking, and it's good. Number 3 is like that today.
Rocking horse for the win.
Okay.
That'd be a good horse name, but...
Rocking horse for the win. Rocking horse for the win loses. Oh, what a disappointment. Shame on your family. Hey.
Family. That's another topic in this whole mess, too.
Oh, God. Oh, man. It, like, tries to pull a red dragon halfway through. And, again, well, actually, towards the very end. So what happens is, all the while this is happening, the demon possessing Josh is continuously, like, decaying the body. As out of nowhere, he just pulls out a tooth.
Oh, yeah. I really...
like, literally, no opening to it, just opens up to it, which is kind of like, okay.
I don't know what was going on there at that point.
There's a lot of I don't know what's going on moments in this movie. Like, there's a part, like, right before the teeth pulling part, where the wife was home alone, and all of a sudden, like, I guess the crazy
Oh, my
lady,
goodness.
like, you just could not tell what the fuck was happening. Like, there's a part where it really just appears and goes, what did you say, shame on you or something like that? And it just goes, whack, and just knocks her out cold like that. It's like, we were like...
With one slap, just knocked her out.
Like, what just happened? What did we just witness? There was a lot of that where it's like, I have no idea what's happening.
It was...
And then the guy comes back home.
Stupefying, to say the least.
And then he comes back, and he leaves, like, instead of goes, oh, honey, you're okay? And he's like, honey? Oh, that's good.
Like he was trying to breathe in her essence or suck the soul out of her.
It was like, okay, admittedly that's kind of creepy, so...
Dude, what about when he picks her up, lays her on the couch, and then kind of, he doesn't even kiss her, he just kind of rubs his nose on her.
Oh, yeah. Like a fucking puppy dog.
It was weird. I mean, maybe you could say he was possessed,
it wasn't
still.
Scary, it was just weird.
It was totally weird.
And then it gets to the part towards the very end, and this is where I just fucking lost it. You were actually, like, think legitimately scared towards the end. I was...
Well, yeah, I'm a sucker. I get scared easily.
Me, I had to resist the urge.
Your laughter helped. I'm not lying. Laughter helped me.
For me, I had to just resist the urges to burst out laughing horrendously and just piss off everyone in the theater. Because I can tell we were pissing off maybe 1 or 2 people.
They shouldn't have sat so close to us. That was their fault.
Yeah, it's very true. Either way. So what happens is, they realize Josh is in the further, or whatever it is, and
they make an attempt to neutralize the demon Josh.
Yeah, and then
the demon possessing Josh.
And what was the guy's name again? The dice guy?
I think Clark.
Clark goes in there, and with Beavis and Butthead waiting in the car. I don't actually... Hello, we're recording in here.
Oh, it's just we have a certain amount of heavies, so it's
Trey, we're recording. Hi, Trey.
What?
We just got out of Insidious 2.
Sorry, Trey. Bye, Trey.
Is that scary movie?
You want to come in? Hey, cameo!
Trey Miho. You shouldn't be drinking in here anyway.
You've been on camera all the time.
I'm just trying to interrupt your thing for as long as I can.
You really have. Well done, Trey.
Okay, get out. Just get.
Sub-rockers.
Okay, that was random.
That was scarier than anything I saw in the movie.
Okay, really, that's actually pretty funny. Where was I talking? Oh yeah, I was talking about Clark inside the house, right? So he said, I'm gonna try to tranquilize Josh so we can find the actual spirit or whatever it is. And of course, a very embarrassing fight scene ensues.
Ooh.
Like, I mean,
Ooh.
like not everyone in this fight scene should be just ashamed of themselves for how this played off.
The best part was when the demon Josh threw the mug. That was about the most believable part.
Oh
of the
yeah,
whole
like towards the
bit.
very end was. Oh, what part was that?
It's just right away. He throws the mug at him and tries to get him with the knife.
Okay, that was legitimate. But after that, it was like a very awkward, just like a Godzilla fight looked better.
Yeah, definitely.
And then like Beavis and Butthead come in, and then like he does that really fake thing where he grabs and he punches him, and then he turns around and just goes bam. Like
he just not. I mean,
just
the first kid in there of the two tag teams like made no dent at all. The second guy comes in and. I don't remember what he did. All I know is he got knocked out immediately.
He just goes,
by the
and then just knocks over, and then he falls down. Oh no, he hits him with a taser. That's what happened.
Oh, but that couldn't even take him down.
No, which any normal person would have taken down.
Seriously, the demon persons, while decaying, can take more abuse than any normal human. So I don't even.
Apparently so, because
know.
like when the mother and then the wife and the grandmother get back. Then he gets a big merry chase with the decaying Josh through the house, and of course, like part where he slams the door, she slams the door on his hand. He goes, "I haven't felt real pain in years." And it's like you've been tased, tackled, and got the crap beat out of.
I mean, the tasing alone.
That had to hurt. And that was just one of many stupid things. Granted, that fight scene was actually pretty brutal.
That was better.
It was an improvement,
man.
like with she just beating the fucking crap out of him.
With that hammer? Still didn't do enough to stop him, however.
With a hammer and like a fire extinguisher, and then he throws a fucking kettle at her.
Oh, that got a good reaction out of the crowd.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's one thing, again, that made me really laugh, was apparently, like, there's a part where, again, a completely non-conspicuous Josh sees a couple things like, what do you think? What do you mean it's haunted? It's not haunted, we're fine, everyone's fine, and then it's, of course, all that shit. But then there's a part where, his wife starts getting concerned. He goes, look, something serious is going on. I was like, look, they're just spirits. Just ignore them and they'll eventually go away. Follow me, be like, ding, 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 ding. And he goes, there's someone downstairs. Stay here. And he grabs a fucking baseball bat.
Right. So it's just completely contradictory.
And he just sits there with a fucking baseball bat. Like, if an actual ghost pops up, that's gonna do anything. Like, the Ghostbusters had it wrong all along.
Yeah,
all I
really.
needed was a goddamn wooden bat.
That would have saved them tons of money. They wouldn't have had to store the things in their machine.
Yeah, I would save all
Go
kinds
watch
of-
Ghostbusters again.
Where it's like, oh, I was like, I'm gonna hunt you. Oh, you have a bat. God damn it.
No,
all right.
this is not going to work.
All right, guys, we're going to go to the house next door.
So make sure you put that on your checklist. It's garlic for vampires and baseball bats for ghosts.
Yes, and so, anyway, back to what I was talking about. So they have the merry chase, and the son decides, okay, I can go into the further. I keep wanting to call it the fade because I've been dragging the plane.
Well, we haven't even talked about the children arrive home.
Oh yeah, and then the kid just whacks the guy over
Because the demon guy is choking out his wife, or supposed to be wife, and then all of a sudden, bam, baseball bat to the side of the head by a child.
Good for you, kid.
Yeah, that might have been one of the most exciting parts of the movie.
So good for that kid. That's probably the more entertaining parts of the movie. And so they run downstairs into the basement. They lock the door. Basically,
which was accompanied with terrible camera work, by the way.
Oh yeah, there's
not that I need to tell you again, but
no, I think we've made our point on the camera work. But so it's like I can go further and look for him. But meanwhile, the other psychic guys apparently died and had gone to the further with him, where he encountered Josh, and they meet up with Elise again, who is dead.
In the strangest of circumstances, he's visiting his old house, or maybe the house where him and his wife live.
Yeah.
And there's a demon after his baby.
Yeah, and then he wards off the demon from the baby.
It was Elise who came in and warded off the demon.
It
just to get her back in the movie.
Pretty much.
This demon had to be there?
I guess. I think it's supposed to tie into the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see the first movies. I'm assuming that scene was in the first movie, so I guess it was probably that's what really happened, as if you really need an explanation for that. But, even then, she takes the whole, oh, you're dead thing remarkably well.
Oh, my goodness.
She never saw somebody like, oh, hello, dearie. I wish I could have seen you under better circumstances. Now let's kick some demon ass.
Yeah, right?
Pretty much like Granny Goodness, pretty much.
She was too happy to be dead.
Yeah, way too fucking cheery about it. Anyway, so they go off to the other person's old house, and it turns out Parker was originally was raised by this insane woman who cross-dressed him all the time.
Yeah.
Insisted that his name is Marie or something like that.
Madeline.
Madeline, that was it. But
That's all I remember.
Madeline, and this is the woman. This woman, I had the hardest time just not breaking out into utter laughter because she went from like 0 to 10, 5, like less than a second.
Oh, and then she went back down and just the same. She
Like-
slaps him, and then everything's okay.
Like some actors can pull it off and make it really creepy. Not this woman.
I don't know if some of that was from the face paint that she had on.
Well, it just all looked really ridiculous. It was just so ridiculously over the top. It's like, he goes, "Is your name Billy?" No! Pretty much.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Mine was scarier than that. But,
Yours was scarier than that.
but it's one of those things that are hard for me to describe because it's just so ridiculous. Like, it's like the eyes just popping out of her head and it goes, like her jaw's gonna drop to the floor or something like that. And there's literally a part where she points at them and goes,
Same sort of face, exactly. And it pushes them away, these spirits.
yeah. And then, of course, you have their fight scene where eventually the son finds him and they stop the evil demon and stuff, and then like Parker is released from Josh's body and all that stuff. There's a part where we both started laughing horrendously at, which is like right on the part where Josh got his door hand slammed on, and he makes this face.
Oh,
Like,
he made that face a lot.
He made this is like part where his most over. It's like eyes and wide. He goes,
Oh, that was great. I mean, he might have made that face while pulling his tooth out, but we were really confused at that point.
At that point, this time it was all like, it was the funniest goddamn face.
Oh.
We just started cracking up.
He made a lot of faces that were funny. When he lets Clark into the house, he gives him a smile that is so
it's like-
disingenuous, but
Like he starts out like this, he goes,
exactly.
pretty much.
It was really funny in just that 0 to 10 scale.
Like, and there's a lot of stuff like that, and it makes it really funny. It really kind of does. The more I talk about it, the more I realize just how funny it was. Like, this is a pretty funny horror movie. I kind of want to see it again.
And you know what? The things they intentionally meant to be funny with the two comic relief guys, Beavis and Butthead, as you've termed them. I think Specs and the other guy had a real name.
Yeah.
They weren't that funny at all.
No, they weren't. Like, they had some joke about quesadillas and unicorns and shit like that. Like, I don't care about that. Just give me the...
Yeah, exactly.
And that made me laugh harder than anything else in the movie. But yeah, of course, you have the happy ending, and then of course the movie ends with Beavis and Butthead and Granny Goodness going over to a new house.
Do you think they knew Granny Goodness was with them? Because she's still dead. She's a spirit.
I'm kind of guessing they did. It seemed because it seemed to. I almost want to see the show on CW with Beavis and Butthead and Granny Goodness and Friends.
If any channel would have it, it would be CW. Sorry, guys.
No, I got it right. Granny Goodness and the Ghostbusters.
Okay.
There you go. It's like, how will Scooby and Shag
Really?
and then just help a dead man? Hey.
Pull off the mask.
And so they basically go to a new house with a new person that's possessed by demons. She goes, oh my god, and it cuts to black, and then it has a duh with the title again.
Insidious, yeah.
And that's pretty much how the movie ends. And yeah, there's the whole movie in a nutshell, right there.
It was a wacky movie.
The more I realize now I enjoyed myself more than I thought I did. Because I have a huge grin on my face, and I've been rambling for the past 30 minutes, roughly. So I'm actually in a pretty good mood.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think I'm going to be a little more scared by it just because I have the natural propensity to be scared by these types of movies, unfortunately. But it had plenty of time for laughter in it.
Yeah, I had a pretty fun time, I'm not going to lie. So it's a B horror movie. If that's kind of stuff you like, you'll love this little turd. I mean, it's not a good movie. It's not. It's one of those
Don't take anyone to see it.
It's basically one of those movies, the old zombie movies, where you see the boom mic hanging off from the ceiling. That's the kind of movie it is. So if that's up your speed, go see it, or at least like rent it or whatever. But other than like, if you want a serious horror movie, yeah, stay far, far away.
You can do a lot better.
This is giant ball of cheese. This is almost as cheesy as Dead Before Dawn, which is in the review below. Anyway, so I guess we move on to trailers now.
Okay.
That's how we usually do this.
Okay, fantastic.
So I wrote them down this time. So the first trailer we got was Machete Kills. This is the second time we've gotten this trailer in this week, and it looks fucking awesome.
I can't wait. It's got a bunch of great actors.
Yeah, it's Robert Rodriguez action movie. Robert Rodriguez does ridiculous action movies, and they're always fantastic.
They're fun.
So I can't wait to see it. Then we had Captain Phillips. which was the new Tom Hanks movie about the guy who got abducted by pirates.
The first American ever taken by pirates.
Even though I could not identify his accent for the love of God.
Oh my goodness. If he's supposed to be American, he sounds like a cross between an Australian, British, Southerner. Southern of America.
He sounds like a guy who's almost got lost in the 40s, like, hey there, son, you had us up the train.
Yeah, right? I guess we'll have to see in order to get some backstory.
Like, I don't know about that one. That looks...
probably not. But it'll get all the awards from all the people who think it's great.
Oscar bation.
Exactly.
I stole that from Stage Critic, but, it still applies.
And call it like you see it.
Yep. And then we got Old Boy, which I already talked about in my last video, but what did you think?
That seemed like an extremely interesting concept to me. I don't know, just the idea of locking somebody away for 20 years at least, but then what's going to happen after that, I didn't know if that seemed so appealing to me.
Yeah,
I was more interested with the Psycho, yeah.
Because then, like I said, it turns into more like a thriller kind of thing. So, and it's a remake of, I think it's like a Korean film or something like that.
I'd like to see the original.
I heard the original was like a classic.
I'm sure, yeah.
And Grant also said it's a manga, so I guess there's that going for it too, so we'll see how it works. Hi there, people. Yes, we're getting finger pointed from people in the in the on-air studio.
Because we're that cool.
Yep. And then the last trailer we got was for Carrie, which was the Stephen King movie, which, like I already talked about before, but I know it's not your particular thing.
Hey, if you need me to come along, I'll be there, but
no,
scary Carrie, that's for sure.
I like it. Okay, so final thoughts, I guess.
Pretty ridiculous movie by scary movie standards, I'd have to guess. I don't see enough of them in order to give you a good picture of it. There was enough laughs in there and enough over-the-topness that if you go to see it for those particular things alone, you'll enjoy it a lot. Otherwise, you can definitely miss Insidious 2.
For me, it was just a pure B-movie horror movie. It's so stupid, it's so cheesy, it's so over-the-top. If any what I just said appeals to you in any way, like you want to drink a few beers and have some popcorn,
I think I might have enjoyed it a little more tipsy if I had thought of that, but
it's like this is a movie to watch. You just laugh your ass off out with a few friends and a few beers. That's the kind of movie this is. Don't take it seriously at all. If you want a serious horror movie, go see The Conjuring again if you can find it. But other than that, don't bother. So I think it's all we got. So welcome to the team, Lewis.
Hey, it was a lot of fun.
And we'll hope to see more of him in the future. So hope you all enjoyed this review and enjoyed him. And we'll be back. That came out wrong. And
yeah.
And we'll be back later this week with The Prisoners. I think either this week or next week with Prisoners, with the new drama with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. So we'll see how that goes. Until then, see you all later.